Thank you for tuning back in to the Victory Pod. If this is your first time, welcome. But this is episode 4. We have another guest for you. I'm really excited for this one, and it's time for McGuire to do his little intro.
So this is one of my good friends. His name's Mitch Rhodes. Went to high school together. We really got close. It was our junior and senior year.
Yeah,
It was
I'd say our senior year probably was
yeah.
where we really got tight knit.
We kind of got caught up talking to each other about how we both like Star Wars, and then we went on this whole Star Wars thing. But then we went to college. Kind of didn't really talk to each other, and then throughout our process of getting to Montevallo, we kind of rejoined each other, and I consider you one of my good friends on this team.
Absolutely,
But
man.
anything else you want to add?
Yeah, so this is my last year eligibility, but I still have one more year academically. But I've been through a lot of ups and downs. I went to JUCO when I committed. We had one coach, and then during that summer when I had gotten there, I had a new coach come in, so a little stressful there. And then at the end of that year, they ended up leaving, so I had to find a new home. And then at Wallace Hansville, I came to the last leg, had no clue I was going to go, and I reached out to Ivy Starling,
Shout out.
came and watched me not have the greatest performance, but ended up getting an offer here, and now I'm here with CK and Mac, and I'm loving every bit of it. And I'm just kind of been on the fence a little bit about my faith. I've been surrounded by my mom and my younger brother. Actually, they've been starting to really grow into their faith, so I really come here with a lot of questions and a lot of curiosity.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to be great about this episode is, um, actually just his openness for this. He came to me before and kind of told me where he was standing. I thought it was great, and honestly, I think it could be really good for people like listening
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
just for anybody, honestly,
Mhm.
trying to put into perspective. But before we get super deep into that, kind of give us like your life story. So you kind of give us your college career. Give us like rewind us back to little Mitch.
Yeah, so back when I was younger, I kind of was in and out of baseball. I loved the game, and I kind of stayed in it just because of my dad. And I almost quit right when going to a kid pitch actually, and because I didn't want to get hit in the head. And my dad was like, "You'll be fine." Well, first at bat, first pitch, I get domed up, and here I am today as a PO. So you can
Yeah.
see how that turned out. But yeah, and then throughout high school, with COVID, kind of set me back a little bit. But junior year came around. I wasn't really in the high up in the list in the rotation. Was kind of just hoping for an opportunity, and unfortunately, it came from the injury of Jack Freeman
Yep.
that I had to get a start against Christian Cowherd and Chelsea.
And
Hey,
he did
that's
strike me
crazy.
out.
That's
I know,
crazy.
it's great.
Full circle
That
moment
is a
right
full
there.
Yeah,
circle
it is
moment. I didn't
weird
think about that until
because
just now.
Jack Freeman's actually related to me now. So this is just
This
weird.
is a lot
Shelby
going on.
County just is weird.
Yeah.
Very tight knit, but I ended up going against Chelsea. I went 6 with 1 hit,
It was
and I
something
lost the
crazy.
game to 1 run
On a pass ball.
on a pass ball error actually, but but yeah,
Do
and
you know who
then
made that error?
I know exactly who made that error.
Hmm.
Is he
Yeah,
in this room?
no,
Okay.
he's not in this
I
room.
honestly thought it might have been
No,
me.
it wasn't. But yeah, and then senior year, me and Logan Green were kind of in and out. Didn't really know where we wanted to go, and I knew Thomas Lowry. He hit me up through lessons and was like, you have a home yet?" And I was like, "No." Didn't really have any offers. Montevallo, I talked with Rose a little bit,
Hmm.
and he was kind of on and off,
Hmm.
and didn't really get much feedback. So Lowry's like, "Hey, you want to come to Lawson?" I was like, "Sure, dude. Like, I love the opportunity." And here I am now at Montevallo.
Yeah. Great. I mean, crazy. I feel like most of the people at like our point have such a crazy like route to
Yeah,
Yeah.
where you are. Um,
I mean, we all have our own stories.
yeah, it's
exactly.
that's the coolest thing about this is hearing everybody.
Yeah.
I say it every time, but it truly is so different and
Exactly.
not nothing's cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But shout out Logan Green.
Shout out
I
Logan
peeped
Green.
that.
Yep, that's right.
All right. So now we're gonna try to get into a little bit more of the word. So, what is your favorite verse and why?
So my favorite verse, it's something that's kind of stuck with me, and it's really just been this past year. But my mom had sent me this, I think about 2 weeks into our,
Mhm.
or right before we ended our season in the tournament. She sent me Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose. And it kind of stuck with me because I had not a lot of confidence that year.
Mhm.
It was really up and down. Didn't really perform well.
Yeah.
Didn't get a whole lot of opportunities, but it was my own fault. But when she sent me that, I kind of took it to heart, and I decided to kind of put my head down and work as hard as I could.
Yeah.
And I ended up starting to finish the year out strong. So just something about that verse, just when she sent me that, it resonated with me
Mhm.
to kind of lean into it more. And like I said before, I've kind of been in the middle ground. Like I haven't
Yeah.
really been against faith, and I haven't really been all in on faith. So when I she sent me that, like just something about it just took me a hold, and I kind of leaned into it, and I started praying more. And lo and behold, I got more opportunities, and I started to thrive in those opportunities, which I was able to praise him for
Yeah.
that.
That's great. I mean, seems like your mom's a big part of your life too.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
She annoyingly texts me a lot,
yeah.
but I'm so thankful for it because she sends me a verse pretty much every day, and it's crazy how often that it like aligns with where I'm at,
Yeah.
even in that moment, that second. It's just very vital, and I don't think I take as much away from it as I do,
Yeah.
but I try to, and when I have before, like I've seen results.
Yeah.
No,
So
Yeah.
that's how it always is. Like that's why going to church was so scary for me. Because
Yeah.
every time I would go, it would be
You
like
feel something. Yeah.
yeah,
they would say
it's
something and it would like hit me,
Mm.
and I would just feel that guilt, even though I know you're not supposed to feel guilt. But
right.
Yeah.
like,
It's conviction.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
conviction.
it's kind of it's that the fear of the unknown,
Yeah.
the fear of
Mhm.
like uncomfortableness that kind of scares, I think, everybody away, not only in faith, but I think for me, just in anything, like
Yeah.
even just talking to other people.
Yeah.
So
So, like, what do you feel like about Christianity? Like, what do you feel like kind of like attracts you to it? But then, what also has made you like hesitant?
yeah, I think the attraction is like I feel so drawn to it, and I'm so surrounded by it,
Hmm.
and it's like I have this want to dive in, but I can't hold myself accountable to do so,
Hmm.
which is tough to admit. But like trying to dive in, like, I'll do it, and then I'll just stop doing it.
Hmm.
And so it's kind of hard for me to stay into it, and I think a little bit of the hesitance is, like, I've seen a lot of hypocrisy as well,
Yeah.
and I
Hmm.
think that's one thing is I don't wanna associate myself with hypocrisy,
Hmm.
especially in faith, because I feel like that's something that's so easy for people to judge,
Hmm.
and especially if I were to dive in more and be more knowing about it,
Hmm.
and I don't represent what I'm talking about and what
Hmm.
I'm believing in,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that might deter other people and then end up back where I'm at now. And also, I think the conviction factor for
Yeah.
sinning,
Hmm.
even getting it now, like I think that's kind of like a scary thing for me.
Yeah. No. So I feel like that's a big fear for a lot of people. And like for me, I've been in that same spot. And I think, like you said,
yeah,
you've been in that same spot. Like it's kind of hard to feel that. And then you kind of feel like you're a terrible person.
Hmm.
But what I've had to realize over the years is that conviction is such a good thing for you.
exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good thing. If anything, it's more of a blessing for you, because it's setting yourself up to grow.
Hmm.
And if you feel convicted, that means you're self-reflecting,
Right.
and some like your heart's open to it, right? I heard a guy talk today that he was saying he had never felt conviction until he um, kind of was trying to start his relationship with God. So you're not going to feel that unless you already kind of have that nearness to Him.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So, what's a big question you have about Christianity?
Yeah. I think for me, like I don't really have any like questions about it. I think I'm more so just curious about maybe like the path. Like what is something like I think actually wrote a question down actually.
mhm,
Was like I guess the biggest question would be like how can I start onto that path and try to hold myself accountable to a point where I'm starting to do more and more every day.
I honestly think it starts with the people around you, like
yeah,
who you surround yourself with.
hmm,
Like, I mean, this is a great group of guys to do that with, just because we have so many like people around us
Hmm.
who like are going to hold each other accountable. Like I know that me and TK,
hmm,
like we started this thing where like if we curse, like you gotta call
five
them out and be
push-ups.
like, hey, you got 5 push-ups, man.
Yeah.
But no, surrounding yourself with those people who want you, like want to see you succeed and want you to live, like want to watch you live the life that you want to live.
Yeah,
Hmm.
But
it definitely starts with that, and then but I feel like individually, it's not trying to eat the whole elephant,
Right.
right? You've heard that analogy,
Mhm.
like you gotta chew one piece at a time. I feel like it's 10 minutes every day. Something along those lines we've talked about in the past. Whether that's actually looking at the verse your mom sends you and being like,
Right.
how can I apply this to my life today? That's my biggest
Mhm.
thing is I probably don't read the Bible as much as some people do. That's just I'm just not as good at that. But I have this devotional that I kind of tune into every morning, and then I'm like, all right, what can I apply this to my life today? So
Yeah.
things like that, like don't be like I have to be perfect today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day, because I feel like that's what may push people away. So I don't know if that really like answers it great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely does because it also answers like how do you want to be as a man? How do you
Hmm.
want to be? How does your character want to be? And I think I over the past couple of years have tried to learn maybe not a clique, but I've tried to be heavily surrounded around people, maybe not just specifically in Christianity and
Hmm.
faith, but with people that are just like good guys to be around, people
Hmm.
that aren't doing stupid things, people that are like
Hmm.
trying to better the guy next to them.
Hmm.
And I think that's one thing in baseball that may not seem very apparent, but I feel like I can look at Colton Jones and I can push him.
Hmm.
I can look at Evan Radford, I can push him. I can look at you two and
Hmm.
push him. And I think that something that's so tight knit and people you surround yourself with that are boosting you, no matter what it may be in, is something that's so powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like it is a brotherhood. Like it is
Hmm.
one big team.
Hmm.
Like how this is right here. Like you can go out there and you can find the same thing in faith. But I actually, fun fact, this summer I played with a kid, and so we would go out and pray in front of the dugout before the games. And I was sitting next to him, and I was like, "Hey, you need to come out here and pray." And he was like, I had no idea. Like he was super cool. Like did like nothing wrong. Was just super super kind. And he was like, "No, actually, I'm not religious," and that like surprised me a lot. And I
Hmm.
didn't know if I needed to like feel some type of way about that. And
Hmm.
then like I kind of like sat back and thought about it, and I was like, God wouldn't want me to look at him a different way just because he doesn't see him
Hmm.
yet, or if he
Right.
doesn't see him at all. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I thought that was crazy. I
Hmm.
don't know why. I think it's just because we're from the South and like
Right.
Yeah.
And
that's
it
just
kind of everybody has a little
yeah,
bit of taste of religion.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
So,
you definitely like have some part of it has touched you like throughout your life.
Yeah.
Um,
absolutely.
but so like so you've kind of talked about how you've tried to kind of get deeper, and like what really has stopped you? I know you kind of said like hypocrisy and kind of like being judged. Like what are some other things that have kind of like made you want to stop?
I feel like there's never been like something that has like been like, no, you can't do it or you
Yeah.
shouldn't do that. I think it's been more so I find comfort in things that like I'm used to.
Hmm.
And I think that that's something that in any form or fashion that you have to break out of that comfort zone.
Hmm.
And I think for me, even just like reading the Bible, I'm like I'm just I can
Yeah.
read I don't want to read the Bible like
Yeah.
so I don't think there's been like moments where it's like you can't do this. It's more so just like I'm not used to this. Like I don't want to read a verse and then not understand it and not mean anything, you know?
That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing for me is or was for me was reading the Bible and not being able to understand what I'm reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the world am I reading? So I started using ChatGPT. Like I'll just throw verses into ChatGPT and I'll tell it to like dumb it down. Like actually,
Yeah. Great
I'll
tool.
say simplify this.
Yeah,
That's been the biggest thing for me. And videos.
mhm.
Videos
Videos
have
are
been
good. We talked
huge.
about that before.
Yeah,
Talked about that.
like I can't like whenever I've had tried multiple times to get into the word, and even like I'll go to church every now and then, and I'll see something on there, and it's like I can't wrap my head around it. I
Hmm.
can't comprehend it. I mean, it may just be the old language that they
Yeah.
use and the form of English
Yeah.
that they have, but it seems so hard for me to wrap my mind around it, and I think that's something that's kind of shied me away because it's like I don't want to read something if I can't understand it.
Has there ever been anything in church that you've heard and you've been like, ah, that kind of makes me feel kind of weird?
Um, No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not anything I can think of.
Yeah.
But I think I've just kind of always been in church and I'll listen, but I won't
Mm.
hear.
Yeah.
Like I'll be actively hearing what they're like
Yeah.
listening to them and hearing whatever they're saying, but I'm not truly understanding it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have to like go in there and try to like want to hear like what they're saying.
Right.
Um, now I do that sometimes. Like I get into like the habit of just like going to church and then not pull anything out of it.
Yeah.
It kind of stalls you a little bit. But I think there's probably people listening that are in that same spot or have been in that same spot. And it's kind of like when you're at that point, you just have to turn that switch on yourself. You just kind of have to decide like, hey, I want to learn something.
Yeah.
I want to try to apply this to my life.
And I think that's the biggest thing for me is the want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had like a want to, but I
Mhm.
haven't had the want to jump in
Mhm.
and get all in. And that's something like I feel almost ashamed of. But like I feel like I want to dive in, but I feel like something's holding me back, and I have no clue what that might be.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel ashamed of it at all. I mean, that's the great thing um about our God is that he's always just right there behind you with his hand reaching out for you.
Yeah.
It's and I've said this at the dinner table with my parents before. We were in a deep conversation and I was just like, you're 180 degrees from being in the right direction. Like, and people talk about like hitting rock bottom. I don't believe in a rock bottom really. Like people feel, and I'm not saying you're in a rock bottom. This
No.
is just this is just for my analogy.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel like you're in a rock bottom. I literally feel like you are just a posture change away,
Hmm.
like turning around, and then your whole life's different. And I think that's like something that you could probably like think about um, and kind of like
Take one bite at a time.
yeah, like and it seems like a hard thing to do, um, and sometimes it is. But I feel like a lot of times there's one thing that clicks inside you, and then it's just like, man, I really like I feel that love from him, and I just want to show it, and I want to be closer to him. I want to be with him.
Yeah.
Um,
I struggled with like wanting to do it, but then going out and living life and then people like seeing me differently. And that's honestly like one of the reasons why we started this podcast is because we wanted to show people that you can go through this and have your walk with Jesus Christ
mhm.
and still be the person that other people like remember you at like
Right.
remember
Yeah.
you. Like I mean, I'm sure that did you notice like a change in how I lived whenever before and after? Like
Yeah,
and before now?
I definitely feel like it's not that you've become somebody different. It's that you've like manipulated your ways and doing it for a different reason.
Yeah.
Like you haven't changed. Like I'm sure you still love Star Wars. I'm sure you still
Yeah.
cut up, but like I'm sure you go about life in a different way and still continue to do those things, but it's in a form that's pushing you towards God.
Yeah. So, like, like I said, we're trying to convey that to the audience and let them know, like, if you are struggling with like trying to get close with God, there is no reason for you to change your personality or something
Mm-mm.
like that. This is something
Mm.
that you kind of like it kind of just like lands in your lap type of deal. Like it's gonna land in your lap and you're gonna see it and then your world's just gonna get so much brighter. And that's like honestly the most exciting part about this
Mhm.
is I want to like I can't wait to see like the things that people come up to me and like be like if this does like get somehow become such like some big thing
Yeah.
like that's honestly like it's gonna bring such a smile to my face
Yeah.
like the first person to come up and say
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, well, I kind of want to. I don't want to be the podcaster right now, but I kind of wanted to throw the question on y'all. Like, what are some of the biggest things that you've seen? Like, maybe not night or day, or some that are night and day from before you started your walk in faith, and like
Mm.
now.
Great question. Honestly, that's. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
Or?
you can go first.
So for me is like I wouldn't say I was never a confident person. Um, but say like this was my confidence level, like you can like the confidence I have in my relationship with God and like what He's given me is just like crazy.
Yeah.
Like and it's not even about like, okay, I'm gonna go hit a homer today. I'm so confident. No, it's literally just I know where I'm going. Like I know where I'm gonna end up when my time comes. And that just gives you a different type of confidence.
Mm.
I would say that's been like the biggest thing is And then also one thing I thought about before this podcast was if like that alone feeling that you can kind of like come across sometimes, I don't feel that anymore as
Mm,
much. Like I feel like I spend a lot of time in my apartment by myself,
right.
and sometimes the first word I speak out loud is at practice.
Right.
And so I'm alone a lot, and I've kind of found comfort in that alone, and I really don't feel alone anymore because I feel like I have somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
That's not like in this earth.
Hmm.
Mine would be, I mean, it's pretty similar, but like when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like that weight on my shoulders
Mm-hmm.
anymore of it keeps coming back to like conviction of like waking up in the morning and doing the things that I used to do. And like now I wake up and like I immediately like I see my roommates and I'm smiling.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
and the gratification is like running through me and that joyfulness and like waking up and going and coming to practice and trying to make somebody's day or bring
Mm-hmm.
somebody a smile. That's what I look forward to every day. And that's what like honestly, like I feel like God put me on this earth to do because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't woke up and been like, I really don't want to like see anybody. I haven't done that in like forever. Like the last
Mm,
time I did that, that was like at my old school and freaking like I don't know. I feel like when as soon as I started my walk with Christ and like taking it for real and like
Mm-hmm.
every day has been my mission to like for him to see me and see what I'm doing and
Mm-hmm.
like seeing what I'm doing for him. I feel like that's just like you go to sleep every night
Mm-hmm.
and you can't wake up. You
Can't
cannot
wait.
wait to wake up in the morning and do the
Yeah.
same thing over again.
It's like a new it's giving you a new purpose for life. Honestly, like you said, like just talking to like you can't wait to wake up because you want to go have interaction with somebody.
Yeah.
And hopefully that people can kind of see the light in you.
hmm
So this is like our favorite part of the episode where Mac rips a Jameis Winston quote.
I used to think my passion was football, but I figured out my passion was playing football. And I used to think my passion was baseball. And now I figured out my passion is living my life for the Lord.
Nice. All right. That's a good way to segue into this. So one thing I wanted to kind of touch on when you asked that question is like I don't know if you kind of understand the kind of like opportunity you have as a person.
hmm
Maybe that was a weird way to state that, but like you're like I don't know if you understand how many people are attracted to your personality and you, and that's a gift that I believe was given to you by God. Like this guy, the fits he puts on, I've never seen a dude wear pink on pink like he does.
And people clown him, and I think it's fire, especially the all baggy brown.
That's
Yeah,
gotta
underrated.
be top 10
Is that
fits.
Nike?
You probably could edit a picture into this.
I will if you send it to me.
Yeah, I'll
We'll
send
throw it
it.
in there. It's gonna
I'll
get
put it
there.
on tonight.
But like I feel like people are drawn near to you and you don't even know, and like and a lot of that is your age. Like we're blessed to be at the point we are. It kind of stinks that like we're getting to our last years, but it's also an
Right.
opportunity to help influence others. So like you're in such like a good spot on I don't know if you know you are.
Mm.
Because it
And
is one of those things where, like, again, I'm not trying to like toot your horn too much, but like Mitchell Rhodes walks into the locker room and it's like, let's go, Mitchell, get
Yeah.
out here,
yeah.
like genuinely.
And I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but like
No,
that's
I've never felt like that before. I've always tried to. I don't know if it's more of a humble or think less of myself. You know,
yeah.
I feel like I've kind of like I feel confident, but I've never thought of myself as like a magnet, and anybody like attracts to me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that is kind of like one of the reasons why I did move my locker over here.
no way.
I promise you.
Two
We were in
hometown
here. We
heroes.
were in here, and I was over here where Metzger was, and I'm not like. Don't get me wrong. I love Reed Bullen over there, but
And
I
CK
was
that's
like,
over there.
and CK, sorry, but I was like, I kind of want to be in the middle over there in between Bedford, Klein, and Rhodes and Bradford. Like, I feel like whenever you walk in the locker room, you walk by me, and I feel like it brings like a smile on my face to
Yeah.
see.
Well, I
Mitch
mean, I
Rhodes.
think that's something awesome to hear because like I feel like I bring joy. I try to, but I
Mhm.
don't feel like I don't overthink it. You know, I
Mhm.
don't think, oh yeah, everybody likes me, but I
Mhm.
also don't think like nobody talks to me. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in that that
Yeah.
middle ground.
Do you feel um like do you see opportunity there with the way that people like are
I
attracted to
mean,
your like
yeah, I think so. I think there's an opportunity there, not only in baseball but in faith. I think is that kind of where you were? Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like I guess since that's kind of the case, I feel like if maybe I dive into more of a faithful asset and more path down that road, maybe hopefully people that y'all at least claim attract me would
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah. That's the thing is and you can do that without even trying. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Some people have to really try, and I feel like you're a person that is just naturally gonna have people that want to be around them. That's like your gift,
Hmm.
like one of your gifts. And Mac's the same way. I feel like
Oh, absolutely.
look at him smiling over there, bro. He knows.
He knows. He
Like I
knows.
said, bro, I'm just trying to bring joy to people
Yeah.
every single day.
And it
So,
works. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, like I enjoy being like around you. Like one thing that I like tell everybody, and I told everybody like I think the last inter squad I threw, or even the
Mhm.
last scrimmage, or the Snead game, when I was throwing and you're at third, like I just feel different up on the mound.
Mhm.
And it's been like that since high school. It may just be like
Mhm.
a comfort thing, but like you genuinely have like an aura, so to speak, of joy. And it speaks volumes. Like I'm sure that everybody in this room not only notices your faith, but notices your leadership. And I think that's something that's incredible.
Now imagine
I
if
appreciate
Mac
that.
was the guy that was down all the time and kind of just um, angry all the time. Like, how would you feel then?
Then I feel like it'd make me stray away for sure.
Yeah. See, and just take faith aside. Like
Right.
just his like say he was at third base and you're like, if I walk this guy, he's gonna be the guy that's like, bro, get it together. But
Which he kind of is.
No, but
well,
see,
but,
in a good way. In a good way.
It
You
is
know
in a
what
good
I'm
way.
saying?
It is in a good way.
but do you see like how that can change like
Absolutely.
one person's perspective? Like imagine the younger guys on our team that are going up to the mound. You're an older guy, and that's older guy to older guy. But imagine a freshman that's up there.
Mhm.
If he saw me behind the plate, just like, bro, come on, what are you doing? Like throw a strike.
It's gonna affect them.
It's going to affect them.
Yeah.
Same thing with life.
Mhm.
If you're like constantly like being an Eeyore and negative, people are like naturally people like are going to feed off that negatively.
Mhm.
And then if you're a guy like you two guys, like people want to feed off the positive energy.
I feel like you're talking about us, but like I hope you understand that like
Like
you're kind of
you're in that.
you're in that
You're in that
territory
as
too.
well.
Yeah, but like y'all are more open about it. Like, I feel like I'm a guy that like if you come up to me, I'm gonna have a genuine conversation with you. But y'all are really good at
But like
expressing.
I feel like if somebody needs a good chuckle, they're gonna
You're-
kind of stray into that
it's-
corner.
I'm
over
down
there.
for like
I guess that's you in the group chats. Like
Yeah.
it'll be stuff will be going on, and then boom, you see Christian Callagher send something in, and
I
everybody's.
like whenever you make those edits.
This like
Like
Yeah,
whenever you
I-
take the stickers out and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
think those are
I will
But
say
like
that's
I think it's like there's different levels to it.
Mhm.
Like Mac, he goes by like how he goes about
yeah.
practice, how he goes about picking other people up. You
Mhm.
go about it in a different way. Maybe you
Mhm.
go like it's when somebody's there or wants you there, it's like a light.
Mhm.
And then I feel like there's just different ways that people are like that
Mhm.
in the way of where people are drawn to you. So
Yeah.
don't take you out of the equation because it and I think your age speaks to it,
Mhm.
and you've experienced so much,
Yeah.
especially being here all of college, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're turning into one of those like. Again, I think every podcast his name is brought up. But you're turning into like like a Blake Wood type of.
Are you calling me Unc? My Unc status?
We're all the
Are
same
you?
age.
I
I was
know.
about to say we all graduated the same year, but no, you're turning into
know.
that like Blake Wood. Like
Yeah.
people are going to be looking at you and being like, "That's the way that I want to live my life." And comparison isn't a good thing, but that's
Mhm.
ultimately like what brought me into this territory of where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't even think it's comparison. I think it's like I look up to that person, and I want to follow in their path.
Yeah.
Shut up, Blake Wood.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, you
Means a
know
lot.
you,
Means
you're
a lot to
doing a
hear.
lot of
Hey,
work
don't
over
get the
there.
head too big though.
Huh?
Don't get the head too big.
Dude, I'm never gonna be too big.
So this is a huge question, and this is gonna this might need some thought, but so if you could ask God a question and get an answer, what would your question be?
Mm. I have on here, and feel like it's such a generic answer, but it's like, what are 3 things that anybody can do every day, like bare minimum, just to get 1% better? And I know we kind of make jokes about it because that's kind of how Rose goes
Mhm.
about life. But like, what are 3 things that I could do, that anybody could do every single day, that would better their path and their walk with Christ?
Um, so that's a good answer, but also a very tough question.
It's kind of a hard like that's a good
That's honestly like that's based on like you as a person, I would say.
Right.
when I wrote that down, I definitely knew that we weren't gonna have much to be able to like throw out there. It was just gonna be interesting to see what you said.
Right.
Because I'm not him, I don't know. But
You're
I
not
mean, I feel like I'm not him. But I feel like that could be different for anybody. Like it's probably just a difference in where you are in
Yeah.
life.
What would you like? Give me like a broad answer of like what you think.
What I would assume, I agree a lot with the praising Him. I've caught myself doing it in this past 2 weeks. I've had a, a normal amount of blessings and opportunities, and it's something that, like, literally I've taken 3 seconds to just driving, just saying thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings like a calmness to me. And that's one thing that I've tried to start doing, especially we've talked a little bit about being on the podcast and listening even to Klein and Woldridge. Like, I've just been praising him more. And I also think that praying and talking to him, and kind of however I feel like talking to him in that moment. And then, like, a third thing, I feel like just talking about it with others and asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Being bold.
And being bold, yeah.
That's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah. That's our huge thing. It's like we're trying to be different.
Because this is really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then like it's gotten a little bit better, but like sitting in front of a camera and like not talking to anybody, and it's just like us three in here.
Yeah.
Like it is an uncomfortable thing to do, especially with someone like you who's like you said, like kind of on the fence about not on the fence, but kind of like trying to figure out
Right.
how he should live life.
Yeah, because we definitely don't know. Like I told you, we don't know everything. Like
if you were to like throw a Bible verse out there, like I'm screwed. Like I mean, I know some.
Yeah.
But like if you were to just throw a random one out there, like I'm screwed.
Yeah. That's the coolest thing about it for me is that there's always growth. Like you can never just be the perfect Christian. Like you're just always growing. And there's been like several times where like I'm reading the same verse I read 2 years ago and it means something totally different to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a different stage of life. I'm maybe a little bit more mature than I was 2 years ago. And it just means different. So I feel like that's the whole, like when you dive deep into it, when you finally go, I'm going to give my life to Christ, everything just like my pastor growing up was like, it just jumps out at you. Like the words in the Bible just jump out to you.
Yeah.
And I never understood what he meant by that. And I do now. Like it's, now there are some times when I'm reading in the Old Testament, I'm like,
Roy, what does this mean, Roy?
What in the,
I would say like kind of going off what you said, like when you're going about life and you're talking about like words jumping off the pages and stuff like that. Whenever I'm going like about life, it's one of those things where like I'm trying to think of like if you ever had a wall in front of you or like a bunch of trees, like it's gonna be one of those things where like that wall or those trees just kind of open up, and like you kind of like you see like what you got in store for yourself.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thing to experience.
Yeah.
Everything.
I don't know. Since we've started this podcast, I've seen so many like blessings in my life that I haven't acknowledged until now. And one of those being the influence that I have with my age and just where I'm at. I'm a college baseball player, and I do have a little bit of influence because I'm around so many people.
Right.
But one of those things that that was so cool to me today was, I was kind of praying. I was like, God, just show me that this is something that's like meaningful, like that I'm doing the right thing. Believe it or not, Birdie sends me a Snapchat of his a screenshot of his mom's text with talking about our podcast and was saying like all these great things about it. And I was like, all right.
Well, you know, to
it.
go off of that, my mom was talking to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember when, but she was talking about it and she was saying that it's awesome. So I think
Yeah.
that y'all, even just with these baseball moms, just y'all
Dude,
keep.
don't let the baseball moms get all together.
No,
they are.
they're a unit.
They are.
They're dangerous.
They are.
They,
They're
you don't want to
dangerous.
play with them. It's crazy, but like you think, oh, Birdie's mom watches our podcast, but Birdie's mom could connect with somebody else.
Yeah.
And somebody could resonate with things that are being said on y'all's podcast.
Yeah. Like she's sharing what we're talking about. Who cares what we're talking about? Like that's great. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like starting this, I was just thinking that
I honestly thought it was just gonna like stick in between like the team.
Yeah.
And like that's honestly like a big reason why I wanted to start it was because I wanted to reach out to like some of the guys on the team. But no, like you're saying, bro, like just being able, like, thank you, Mrs. Birdsong. Like it's awesome to be able to talk to this camera and it reach you and like impact you in some sort of way.
Yeah, and just so many people, man. Like
Harrison Long, bro.
Yeah. So like we said last episode, if we were shouting out who our next guest was,
can we put that though? Like you said, we were gonna keep doing it.
Oh yeah, but it's pretty deep, pretty deep. We're like 40 minutes in.
All right, yeah, you can do it.
But anyways, we were talking about if you've watched all the way to this point, like, and we'll drop who the guest is, and if you come up to us at practice and tell us what it is, what do we say? Like,
I was just like, hey, like if you made it this far, like come whisper in our ears and tell us who the next guest is. And
believe it or not,
Harrison Long, O-Block,
Mitch Rhodes.
He came up and whispered in my ear. He was like, Mitchell Rhodes. I was like, what about Mitchell? You like, why are you whispering Mitchell in my ear? And then I remembered. And he was like, I got you, bro.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was sick. But yeah, like that's the thing that now when I like get outside of doing stuff like this and people aren't talking about what we're doing, I'm also seeing where, like I'm just having a normal conversation with this person. I can kind of do that same thing, not on a podcast. Right? Like I feel more bold, like we were saying. What do you feel like gets you through hard days?
Well, you know, like sometimes I will go off of like when my mom does some of those things and it's maybe a slower day and I'm just kind of like not feeling the greatest. Like I will lean on those things. But gosh, my circle, being able to come to this field and be around all of you guys, that's something that I think is so impactful because like today I just felt like crap. But like I go out there and I'm fielding ground balls as a pitcher at short. But being surrounded by so many different people, but also my girlfriend, you know, she's able to kind of talk me through things and bring happiness to me as well. And then my parents are so huge, and even my brothers, especially my youngest brother. He I don't know if maybe you knew this, but
I mean I've seen what Gavin does, and it's honestly like I've known Gavin since he was little, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
what he does, dude.
And then you mean Owen?
What did I say, Gavin?
Yeah, you said Gavin. It's okay. But yeah, Owen.
Share to the class. I want to hear.
Yeah, so Owen kind of had a little small group going on, and I was going to it last year, and I've kind of fizzled out, but I want to get back into that. But he and Gavin Daniel and Jackson Snyder had all started a podcast called and Braden Jones called Ford in the Fire, kind of talking about kind of the same thing, but they were going more so like into scripture and not more so like other people's experiences and where they are. And so I think watching where my youngest brother is, who's only 18, but he's gone through some trials and tribulations with temptations and stuff, like him, like knowing that he's able to get out of those things, that's one thing that helps me out significantly. And especially that's been a big driver. Him and my mom have been in trying to look more into it, and especially you guys. Like I've been listening to the podcast in the car.
Yeah, I know you have, dude. You're the first one to kind of like the post or repost or do something like it's great.
Yeah.
So you have like a lot of great relationships in your life. Like that's what you were just talking about. Like you think those just showed up, or you think there's a reason that?
I mean, I definitely feel like there's a reason. I met Ryan kind of when I was in a spotty area of
Mhm.
my life, and meeting her and getting to know her as a woman and grow with her and love her,
Mhm.
that has shaped me into who I am today. I
Mhm.
give pretty much all of that to her, but I feel like there's a reason that she's in my life and that
Yeah.
she's done all that, and there's nobody else to look to other than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So like, do you feel like in that moment of, like that the moment you were having before meeting her, do you feel um like he sent her to like kind of open your eyes to maybe get out of the hole that you're in, or
absolutely,
yeah.
and in that same time is kind of when my mom and my brother really started diving in, and I
Mhm.
could see it, and I think that God is putting those opportunities right in front of me, like
Mhm.
literally like an inch away from
Mhm.
my eyes for a reason.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I feel like I'm just now waking up to it,
Mhm.
and I'm wanting to, you know, live out that dream that I just got back
Yeah.
into.
So when you wake up in the morning, like you said, you're going through like some of those rough days. Like you said, today was kind of like a slow day for you. What keeps you motivated throughout hard days that you have?
I think the biggest thing is wanting to be the best I can be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though I don't feel 100%, I want to feel as close as I possibly can to that 100%, whether it's in class, whether it's in baseball, whether it's in my relationships.
Mhm.
And I think it's always a chase. Like I always chase to be better than I was yesterday and stuff like that. So I feel
Yeah.
like I have that competitive drive to be better every single day.
When baseball isn't going your way or life is feeling heavy, what do you kind of lean on those people that you're talking about, like your mom or your brother or something like that, or like Ryan? Do you kind of lean on them more, or do you feel like it's kind of one of those things that you kind of like take it yourself,
I feel like I definitely used to be kind
or
of
not take it yourself? Let me
no
reword that. Take it like no,
alone.
yeah, yeah, no, take it
No, yeah.
yourself.
I
Yeah,
think being able to open up about how I feel has been something that's been super crucial, and I've kind of leaned more on them rather than taking it all on
yeah.
myself because I learned that like my feelings are what I feel, but I can't deal with them on my own.
Mhm. Yeah.
So with saying that, do you feel like it would be a hard thing for you to do, like to take these things, like you're saying, like if like something's not going your way, like do you think it would be a hard thing to do to kind of like look at him a little bit and being like,
No, I don't think so at all because I've caught myself like I was saying like last year. I found myself just wanting more confidence,
Mhm.
just and everything, and I found myself praying more and more, which I don't do as much now. But I found myself doing that, and that significantly helped me.
yeah,
And it was a crazy thing for me because I just thought like I'm praying to God like that's what everybody says to do, but it felt right, and it
Mhm.
felt like once I started leaning in more, it was like everything hit a pivot.
Mhm.
So
was that like a hard thing, like was praying like a hard thing to do, not as like a like yeah, was it like a hard thing to do for you like at the time? Because for me it was like one of those things where like I didn't really know how to do it, and I
yeah,
kind of felt like I was just sitting there like talking to myself.
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely felt that kind of like in the beginning,
Mhm.
but it there was a comfort that like came with praying and like doing that.
Yeah.
So like I feel like starting it was kind of not necessarily hard, but it was more of an I don't know how to do this, so I'm just gonna wing it.
Mhm.
So I don't think it was hard necessarily. I think that if anything's hard, it's holding on to doing that and doing it frequently.
How are your prayers like kind of structured? Is it like one of those like for me it's one of those things where like it's kind of just like a normal conversation. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, hey, like what's up, man? Like
Yeah, I feel like it kind of starts off almost formal.
yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like I'm at the very beginning, and I always do this every time I pray. I thank God for everything that He's done, for putting me where I'm at right now, for putting the people around me, for giving me the opportunities that He does, but and also thanking Him for um, just everything I possibly can think of. And then I go into just asking Him to watch over those around me.
Mhm.
and then I ask Him to help guide me in the path that He wants me to go.
Yeah. So like, it seems like you like know what you kind of need to do.
Yeah.
Um. So like, where would you say you're at today? So say like someone was to ask you, well, I guess me, what what is like where are you at? Like really, because it seems like you have
The Andrew Todd Hill question.
yeah.
If you were to die today, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is you're going to heaven, 1 is you're going to hell. Where do you think you stand at on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, considering I know
Yeah.
what the
Dang it,
result is from answering that question, I would say there is no range. But like I feel like that's how it should be anyways. Like I perceived heaven as like like you're 75% there. I've seen it as you're either going or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just want to find out more, even if it's
Yeah.
just kind of the smaller things. Even though I feel like in God's eyes they're all base level.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to figure out what I can do, and I've learned just to one be bold, like y'all said, and be and to have the drive to pray more, praise Him, and truly just commit myself to that.
Yeah. I think it's as simple as this. I think it's you know that Jesus died for your sins and paid paid that debt.
Mm-hmm.
And you fully believe that, right? It's not just like, oh, okay, like we know Jesus died on the cross. Like you fully believe that your sins are paid because of His blood.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and being able to express that too. But I think it's as simple as that.
I feel like you answered that pretty well. Like I don't feel like there's that much to do, So
Just like all that stuff changes whenever you want it to change, right? So the reason that I feel like those changes come is because like when you fully understand that like there's this guy who came down and died for the sins I've been committing since I was born, like that's crazy. And like why would I not want to try to like honor him and show the like shed the light that he shed on me,
yeah,
and try to like show like people the blessings that you can like people have blessings in their life that they just don't see because their heart's not open enough to see it.
yeah,
And I've been in a spot there too where like there's things in my life that I'm just overlooking because of it.
yeah.
But I wish I could give you like a better like theological answer on it because I'm not a pastor, so I really like I need to get better at being able to answer questions like that.
That's part of the
We're
growth.
just baseball players trying to spread the word.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know, but I hope that like you know that it's a little bit simpler than what it looks like. That's really what I'm trying to get out of
Yeah.
it. I don't want to get fact checked on here, but I think it's a lot simpler than what it can be like.
What it's made out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. And Mac touched on this before. Like people think it's so like just like you have to be super, what was the word we used? Like not professional, but like everything has to be so like
Cookie
like
cutter.
yeah, cookie cutter, and like you got to be in I feel like it's like you feel as if you're in like this tight squeezed place, like you have all these things around you, like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's just like kind of squeezing you. But in reality, it's one of those things where like it happens, and then like the room just opens up. Like it's not something that's gonna like be on your mind, like, hey, can't cuss, can't do this, can't do that.
It just starts to become habit.
Yeah, it
You
just
don't
doesn't
do it.
Second
like,
nature, bro.
it just doesn't happen. Like, and the biggest thing for me, and I've probably said that phrase, the biggest thing for me all the time, but a huge part for me is everything I do now seems like an opportunity to not only grow myself but help someone else. And I definitely did not look at it that way in the past.
Yeah.
So now everything, like when you look at it that way, like everything's just so much better. Like life looks so much better when I can show up to the field and the interaction that I don't know I'm about to have with somebody turns into something like that brings joy to them, um, or just I don't know, just having a good conversation with somebody and not needing anything out of them, and then
Yeah.
not needing anything out of you, like something about that, just a genuine conversation. I'm gonna bring it up again. Luke Holbrook. Every time I see him, he's asking me how I'm doing,
Yeah.
and it seems genuine.
Mhm.
And I want to be that guy. And
Gonna have to have Luke on here at some point.
we are,
You
dude.
got
He's
to, I
a
mean-
great dude. All right. So this is our ender to the podcast. Well, not complete end, but this is what we kind of start summing up here. So you've listened to our podcast. You know probably what we're trying to do. So the name Victory is because what it means to us is whenever you finally give your life to Christ, you go all in. You know that He is your Lord and Savior.
Mhm.
That's a victory in your life. That's what we feel like it means. We had guys say two totally different things, and we love that. That's why we asked this question: what does it mean to you?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to think on this one for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think a victory in Christianity kind of boils down to, like you said, like opening yourself up and giving it all in to the Lord. But I feel like also planting seeds. There's a Bible verse, and I can not think of it.
Yeah.
My friend Matthew Young told me about it. It's an olive tree that you can either be. I think it's something about being a good branch, and you drop and you plant a seed.
Yeah.
For it to blossom, or you could be the bad end where you don't drop seeds at all. It's something of that nature. I don't know if y'all have heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard
similar
of it, but I
things.
can't. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And I think being able to drop just a seed, even if it's just hey, Jesus loves you.
Mhm.
I think that is a victory, and an even bigger victory if it becomes blossoms and becomes its own tree.
I like that.
One of the things that we would talk about in like the Omri podcast would be like, so my sophomore year, the beginning of my sophomore year, we went to South Alabama, and I mean, we all know the name Joseph Sullivan. Like that's like Vestavia's finest.
Yeah.
But so we were at South Alabama. I think the song is called "Still Rolling Stones" by Lauren Daigle.
By Lauren Daigle, dude.
That was his walk-up song, and so me being the music connoisseur I am, I was like, "Holy, what is this Adele song that is playing?" And so I'm going through his Instagram, like, God, I can't find this freaking song. Like, I don't see anything by Adele, and I finally find it, and I'm like, "Who's Lauren Daigle?" Like,
you had no clue.
And I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, holy crap, this is like a Christian song. I've never heard anybody use it like a Christian song for a walk-up song. And then so I told Joseph that at an Omri Bible study, and it was like one of those things where like it kind of started everybody else to be like, well, hey, I saw you do this, like, and that kind of inspired me. And then Andrew was like, it's like having a cup, and everybody's just like pouring a little bit into it. Like, say this cup is you, and CK's over here like pouring a little bit into it until it finally overflows. And then that's like this turning point. Hey, like that's eventually how you want to be. Like you're talking about those seeds. Like, that's eventually like what you're trying to get to. And it's an awesome feeling being able to, like he said, have people reach out. Like I've had people reach out to me. Like one of my good buddies, my roommates at Southeastern, Lake and Polk, he texted me after. Who to play for Sneed? So after the Sneed is whenever episode either 1 or 2 dropped.
Yeah.
And he texted me and he was like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know that like been thinking about you a lot, and I wanted to let you know that Jesus loves you." And then he texted me. I opened it. He is typing. He was like, "Holy crap, dude! Just saw the episode. That is freaking awesome. God works in mysterious ways." And like just being able to touch people like that, like. Mrs. Birdsong, the people who've contacted me, the people who've contacted him.
Klein's family, dude. He's told me, and
bro.
they like and comment on a lot of things. Like
Awesome.
But yeah, dude. I mean, that's similar to kind of what Caden was saying. Like trying to take those small things and letting those just kind of build you up. And great way to look at it. I love this part because I love hearing different people's takes on it.
Yeah.
Right.
But we know what time it is.
Is it Mac motivation time?
It's Mac motivation time. I know everybody loves it, bro. We've had a comment or two about it.
We had some guy. I saw one comment today of the UFC fighter. Did you see that?
Okay, so that guy is actually my I played summer ball with him.
He's a UFC fighter, or he
fights. Yeah,
like,
he just side quest started fighting, and I think he was like 3-0. I think he's not doing it right now, but
that's freaking awesome.
yeah,
it's cool.
But
no, so I've been cooking over here, and what's been kind of like what I've seen like on just on social media and stuff like that is we were kind of touching on earlier is people who kind of feel that lonely aspect of just of life, and they feel alone, and they feel like nobody really is caring about them, or especially like college athletes going about business, and like you don't have any time to sit down, and then you end up going to your room and it's like I mean I didn't talk to anybody today, this that and the other. You will always have somebody that loves you, and that is going to be Jesus Christ. But most of all, reach out to somebody if you're feeling some type of way about like you're feeling lonely or you're feeling like nobody cares about you. There's always going to be somebody, like especially if you're an athlete, there's going to be somebody that you can talk to on the team, whether that's one of your coaches, one of your trainers, one of your teammates. There's always going to be somebody that you can talk to, and they can kind of talk you through like how you're feeling. And like I said, like if there's anybody on this team right now who is feeling some type of way about feeling lonely or feeling empty, feeling like there's no meaning, because that was a big thing with me. Was I feel like there was no meaning to life. I feel like it was one of those things where I was just waking up in the morning, going about my day the way I wanted to go about my day, and ultimately like not feeling a fulfillment throughout the day. Was like I got like hit hard with hey, you're not going to play, and then hit hard with hey, you're cut, buddy, you don't have a home next year. And like feeling that emptiness and being like ultimate feeling, because like I mean I joked about it earlier, like not having a purpose to like not live, not having a purpose to live, but not having a purpose of like of displaying my like God-given abilities and opportunities that have been like bestowed upon me. But no, freaking dude, somebody loves you out there, and it might be you have to look up at him and be like, hey, like I need you more than ever. Like right now, like I don't have anybody to talk to. And if you just say those simple words right there, he's gonna
show up,
strike down upon you, and it's gonna be one of those things where you see the light, and it's gonna be awesome.
It change your life,
and it's gonna be the best decision you ever made, I promise.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I want to say before we end it is, first off, thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to come on here in general, I feel like. But also for him, like he was very honest. And that's something that I really love you for, bro. Like that's awesome.
It takes courage.
There's somebody sitting in their room or that wants to do that, and they just don't have the courage to, and you may have just helped them do that. But yeah, dude, I'm proud of you. And just again, like it's not easy. So if you're watching this, like just know that you can do it, man. Like it takes one moment of your life to just flip the switch.
Second. Yeah, one thought.
But yeah, all right, Matt, do your thing.
Go to God, I'm talking about Christ. Locking in, I gave him my life.